The ceremony is about to begin. Please rise.
JJ, yes!
Yes,
Yeah!
It already did. Earlier this morning, this weekend.
Did Brian give you personal colors?
from the University of Hawaii, West Oahu, lead us in Mene Honouliuli. The words for this oli can be found in your program, and we encourage you to join in.
Makoko. Eo pale hua kua hivila. Pa. Eo pale hua kua hivila. Ke kua hivi noho I kalani. O ka pole ka pula. Ka pui noho I ka aina. O ka papa puhi ka lokola. Ka loko I noho I kai. Oh no ulila. He aina aloha o Eva. Aloha mai e na puala. Na puaha he o kaina. Aloha mai e na puala. Na puaha he o kaina. Aloha.
Please be seated. Special guests, members of the graduating class, parents, family, and friends, welcome to the 2019 Spring Commencement at the University of Hawaii, West Oahu. My name is Layla Y. Shimokawa, and I'll be your co-MC for today's festivities. We want to say a special thank you to our own Pu'uza Blan for composing Mele Honouliuli, an oli highlighting our beloved land from the glorious mountain of Palehua to Kapapa'apuhi, the pond that resides by the sea. Thank you. And now, may I please welcome to the podium our Chancellor, Maenette Benham.
Mahalo, Leila. Velina mai e nā haumana, nā kumu, nā hoaloha a me nā ohana, e ia kākou makapapahana puka kupulau, o ka makahiki e lua kaukani umikuma'iwa. Welcome, students, faculty and staff, friends and family, to our Spring 2019 University of Hawaii West Oahu graduation ceremony. Mahalo for joining us on this blustery yet beautiful day to celebrate the remarkable achievements of our graduates. Ho'omaika'i a o kou a I mua e pupukahi e holomua e nā pō ki'i. Congratulations to all of our graduates. It is time for you to sail forward.
Thank you, Chancellor Benham. And now, in what is a tradition here at UH West Oahu, it is with great pleasure that I introduce my co-MC UH West Oahu student, Lishau Ugalde. Lishau is pursuing her degree in Education Secondary Mathematics. She's a Pueo leadership mentor and helps to coordinate student events on campus. She comes to us from Lelehua High School, where she was the Mighty Mo Student of the Year in 2017. Please welcome Lishau.
Thank you. I'm so honored to be here today. It is my pleasure to introduce the University of Hawaii West Oahu Band and the University Chorus, who will perform the Star-Spangled Banner and Hawaii Pone'i. Please rise.
What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, resting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Thank you to the UH West Oahu Band and its co-directors, Michael Nakasone and Chadwick Kame, and the University Chorus, led by Justin Kaupu. I'm pleased to introduce our distinguished guests this morning. Please rise as your name is called and remain standing. And will the audience please withhold your applause until all are recognized. Our keynote speaker, Neil Hannes. Regent Michael McEnerney. Dr. Donald Straney, Vice President, Academic Planning and Policy with the University of Hawaii System. Dr. Maenette Benham, Chancellor. Dr. Jeffrey Moniz, Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs. Dr. Judy Oliveira, Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs. Dr. Alan Rosenfeld, Associate Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs. Tom Hirschbrunner, Chair, UH West Oahu Faculty Senate. Dr. Derek Choi, Chair, Business Division. Dr. Mary Heller, Chair, Education Division. Dr. Brenda Machaski, representing the Humanities Division. Dr. Michael Ferruto, a chair of our new Math, Natural, and Health Sciences Division. Dr. Christina Liu, Chair, Public Administration Division. Dr. Orlando Garcia Santiago, Chair, Social Sciences Division. Dr. Jennifer Burns, Faculty Marshal. Dr. Kamuela Yang, Faculty Marshal. Kanana Ikahaku Kuhalua, our student speaker. Lisha Ugalde, our student MC. Michaela Whitley, representing Senator Kurt Favela. Senator Mike Gabbard. Senator Michelle Kidani. Representative Henry Aquino. Representative Sharon Har. Representative Val Okimoto. City Councilman Brendan Elefante. We're so grateful for all that you've done and are honored that you could be a part of today's celebration. Please give them a loud round of applause. We are fortunate to have with us today from the UH Board of Regents, Michael McEnerney. UH West Oahu is grateful to the Board of Regents for its continued support of our campus, and I would like to invite Regent McEnerney to the podium.
One of my degrees is from Manoa, so I'm kind of used to the rain. Vice President Cheney, Chancellor Benham, honored guests, faculty, staff, graduates, families, and friends. I am truly honored to be a part of today's momentous occasion. It is a joyous time, and I thank you for inviting me to make comments on behalf of the Board of Regents. But who the heck are the Board of Regents? Did you ever cover that in a class? No. Just briefly, there are 15 of us, one of whom is a student regent that serves a 2-year term. The rest are all 5-year term people. And together they operate as the governing body for the entire University of Hawaii system. It is an honor to be on that board, but one of the joys to being on that board is to be able to come to graduation and see you all. I congratulate all of you. This is one of the largest classes of graduates ever from West Oahu. There are more than 330 members in the spring 2019 graduating class. Each of you has a different story to share. Some have navigated through conventional routes to be the first in their family to get a college degree. Many juggled full schedules, balancing work, school, and family. Others embraced their college experience, filling up their plates with a slate of extracurricular activities. Many took advantage of West Oahu's online offerings to complete their degree requirements, including our student speaker from Kauai. We believe that this is the first student graduate to have obtained all of her credits through online or off-campus courses, which we believe may be the wave of the future. All of you will soon share one common trait. You will be proud graduates of UH West Oahu. When you're done here, you're going to go off to seek various avenues of achievement and effort. Some of you will go to graduate school. Some of you will go on to employment. A fortunate few of you will probably take a break for 6 months to a year. But I want you to remember your time you spent here and all the people here that helped you get to where you are today. And that includes not only the faculty that taught the classes, but also the support personnel that keep this campus operating, and in some cases distribute ponchos to keep us dry. When you're out there in the rest of the world, I ask you to remember this and to keep an eye out for others that need a helping hand in order to get through their higher education. It's not an easy thing. As all of you know, at one time or another, you run into roadblocks, and hopefully when you see that, you'll help that person overcome those roadblocks. We honor you as we celebrate your perseverance and commitment to achieving your goals. On behalf of the Board of Regents, I extend to all of you congratulations and warm wishes for the future, and special thanks to all who made it possible for you to obtain a baccalaureate degree. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Regent McEnerney. And now I'd like to call upon UH System Vice President for Academic Planning and Policy, Donald Straney, to give the greetings from the University of Hawaii System.
Aloha. On behalf of President David Lasner, the UH System, and the other 9 campuses of the University of Hawaii, I bring greetings and most particularly congratulations for what the students who are here today have accomplished. We know how hard it was to get to where you are today, and we look forward with pride to what you'll be able to accomplish. There are 3 things that make a campus great: the expertise of the faculty, the community where students, that provides the context for students to learn, and what the students accomplish after they graduate. We have great expectations for you, and we know you will make the University of Hawaii at West Oahu proud. Congratulations and mahalo.
Thank you, Vice President Straney. And now I'd like to invite Chancellor Benham back to the podium to introduce our keynote speaker, Neil Hannes.
Neil J. Kaho'okele Hannes. Born in Honolulu at Tripler Hospital to Joseph and Dorothea Lau Hannes, anchored his roots in Maili after several years traveling across the globe due to his dad's military career. He attended Makaha Elementary School before entering Kamehameha as a 7th grader. Embraced by his Waianae Ohana, Neil recalls his many memories at the beach, camping, playing, and singing. The memories of place and its meaning were shared with our UH West Oahu faculty, staff, and students at a crucial time when we were developing our strategic action plan in 2017. His vivid memories spoke to the beauty of our leeward coast and its people. And through his mo'olelo, his stories, he inspired us to be courageous through aloha. And he does live a life that illuminates courage and leadership. While attending Kamehameha schools, he was active in student government. In fact, his slogan for the 8th grade student body presidency was, "You can bet your bananas on Hannes." So mahalo to Marianne, his wife, and his daughter Lihau for that special tidbit. Graduating from Stanford with a BA and MA, he returned to Hawaii where he began his 41-and-a-half-year career with the Kamehameha schools, where he managed a portfolio of 358,000 acres of agriculture and conservation lands, and founded the First Nations Futures Program and Hawaii Investment Ready, and was lovingly named the Ambassador of Aloha. He has since retirement from the Kamehameha schools, launched Ho'okele Strategies, LLC, a consulting enterprise to engage inspiring wayfinders in building a thriving society. Neil has served on no less than 15 volunteer boards of directors, a clear measure of his value and trusted leadership in Hawaii. If you ask his good friends and colleagues, Candy Suiso, Mawai Morton, and Gary and Kukui Mauna Kea IV, they will say that Uncle Neil is truly the Hawaiian Renaissance man, a leader of our times. He is sought after for his knowledge and experience, his capacity for meticulous analysis, and his grace under fire. At the root of his genius is humility. As Gary said, Neil is equal parts inspirer, mentor, comedian, ambassador, friend, and encourager. I am honored to introduce my friend and a great friend of UH West Oahu, keynote speaker, a true son of this pai aina, moku o Waianae a me ka moku o Eva, Neil J. Kaho'okele Hannes.
Aloha mai kako. And mahalo, Maenette, for that very generous introduction. We'll see how right I am right now. My opening lines of this talk was, "What a beautiful day." Do you believe in climate change now? It never rained and was windy and cold like this when I was growing up out in the side. But at least we didn't have traffic this morning, right? Have you struggled through traffic? Man, I got a traffic story to tell you. I was playing golf with my Kamehameha classmates. And you know, I'm coming up upon my 50th Kamehameha reunion. And the only thing my classmates remember about me is that stupid campaign slogan, "You can bet your bananas on Hannah's." Senator Gabbard, you need something like that, man. It'll live, it'll help you out, you know, in all your elections. But anyway, I was golfing with my classmates one Friday because it was a nice day then, back in March. And I'm a business owner, so I can exercise my prerogative and say, hey, forget about work. I'm going to go golf today. And it was the same day as song contest. So we had a great round out at Lanikai, and we beat a hasty exit off the 18th green because we wanted to get home for song contest. I'm driving home, and Pali Highway was closed. And so it was really longer and tedious drive home, kind of in the afternoon sun. You know what that's like coming back, especially when you're coming from town this way, right, facing the sun. But I was going the other way, but it's still kind of hard. And finally, the Cocoa Head Avenue freeway exit came into view, and I said, right on, I'm there, I made it. And I kind of got off the freeway exit and started headed Mauka on Cocoa Head. Really breathed a sigh of relief when I crossed Waialae. Said, I'm almost there, ETA, maybe 3 minutes. I can walk the dog, take a shower, get a nap, and have plenty of time before dinner and song contest. Somewhere in the next few seconds of my relaxed state, I closed my eyes. My next remembrances were of an unworldly grinding sound as I drove my SUV over some large pohaku that marked the shoulder of the road. There was also some crunching as I took out a wooden fence, snapped off a telephone pole at its base, and then plowed into a wrought iron fence of the next door property with the top steel rail puncturing my windshield in direct alignment with the driver's seat. By the time I was stopped by the concrete driveway of that property, my right two wheels were hanging over the large retaining wall, and my left two tires were off the ground, a couple feet off the ground. The only thing holding me up, the car from dropping on its roof onto 20 feet below onto the neighbor's, the property owner's front yard, were two steel cable guy wires of the telephone pole. I opened my eyes in kind of bewildered shock. My vehicle was totaled, yet I was totally unscathed. God had sent me a lifeline. I sat there in stunned silence, just trying to take in the situation, and I could only think of one thing. Maenette's going to kill me if I'm not here to deliver this address. So I better get to it. Actually, I'm joking that I would get anything other than a very empathetic reaction from Maenette. But since she made me that offer that I couldn't refuse to do this, I've had a lot of angst about it. Number one, talking to you guys, you students, before you're ready to erupt in celebration after all your hard work is like diffusing a bomb. The only real gauge of success is if you figure out to cut the blue wire or the red wire before this bloody thing explodes. So we're going to know. And but fortunately, President Lassner gave me some good advice. He said, funny always works. Some guys can pull off inspiration. I don't know about you, Hannes. But if you're long, you're on your own, buddy. So, but don't take any hesitation I had about this as any lack of appreciation for what you have done. I mean, and for what all of you have done here who are gathered here today. I mean, graduates, I understand you're an older group than a lot of graduating classes, and that really what it took for you to get to this point was to juggle a lot of other responsibilities, and to do that while getting your degree. You deserve our praise and congratulations. Let's give a big hand to our graduates. Parents, who's out there? Who's a parent out there? Or a grandparent? Many of you have not had the opportunity of college, and yet you wanted better for your child, and you supported them every step of the way. You have our admiration for your sacrifice and unconditional love. Let's give a big round of applause to our parents. And finally, faculty and staff. Your devotion to these students and the other students here far exceeds the requirements of any position, any job title. And so we thank you, and you have earned our respect for your professionalism and personal commitment. Give a big round of hand to the faculty and staff. I'm truly honored to be in your collective presence. My fretting over these remarks is because they're normally based on stories of personal journey. And while I have no regrets about my journey, are you going to do that? I can get wet, but if you're there, bro, thank you. Stories of personal journey, and I've got no regrets about my journey, but let me share a little bit of it. We moved back to West Side 57 years ago. First to Makaha, then to Maili, back when it was Maile. This is really country back then. Farrington Highway and Kamehameha Highway were our lifelines to town. There was no H1. Only the lowest subdivisions of Makakilo were built. There was no Ko'olina, there was no Kapolei, there was no Waikele. But my aunt had a Quonset hut home in Makaha on Mo'ua Street, large rectangular lot on Mo'ua Street. And my uncle had a budding property on Upena Loop. So that was our gathering place in Makaha. And we had the run of the two properties, and we would take respite under the sprawling hau tree that was between the two houses that had a bathroom and a shower and card tables and so forth. And there was this swale that cut from our properties through the neighbors' yards down to a beautiful cove in front of former State Senator Jimmy Aki's house. Sometimes you call it Aki's Beach. You know Aki's Beach out in Makaha? It was beautiful, and we'd spend our days and nights swimming, surfing, reef walking, playing out there, even sleeping on that beach safely at night. We'd catch the latest movies a few months late at the new Waianae and Nanakuli theaters. They were enclosed venues with long bench seats that faced a big screen and only the stars above, open air. It was like a sit-down drive-ins. And my first job was in the pineapple fields of Kunia, right up here. And even though it was blistering hot, we had to wear long-sleeve shirts and pants with chaps and hats and goggles and gloves. And by the time I get home at the end of a day's work, I'd be totally exhausted, totally filthy, and blowing red dirt out of my nose all night. To beat the heat, we would sometimes come sneak onto the sugar plantations, right in this very area, and romp in the cool, fresh waters of the irrigation ditches, all the while ingesting any number or any kind of unseen waterborne chemicals. Between those pesticides and herbicides and riding bicycles in the cloud of DDT sprayed from trucks driving through our neighborhoods to control mosquitoes, it's surprising I was still around to cheat death a month ago. Now I could continue this trip down memory lane, but this day is not about me, it's about you. And these aren't my good old days. Like footprints in the sand, aspects of my journey have washed away by the waves of time. The Quonset hut and hau tree are no more. The lot it was on has been sold. The open-air theaters with the wooden bench seating have been replaced by flash cineplexes with padded recliners amongst the malls and big box retailers of Kapolei. The plantations have closed, and thankfully the DDT truck no longer spits its poison in our neighborhoods. But even more relevant, the socioeconomic changes that have occurred under the watch of my generation have produced a perfect storm for you to navigate. We have fallen short in inventing an economy that generates much more than entry-level service industry employment. As a result, the median income along this Waianae coast is less than $26,000. We failed badly at providing housing at a reasonable cost. Oftentimes, the cost of housing will take over half of a household's cash flow. We've saddled college students, and I hope you're an exception because of the very reasonable pricing of University of Hawaii West Oahu. But we've saddled a lot of college students with the dead weight of staggering levels of student debt that impede efforts to lift yourselves from poverty and forge a better existence for your family. We've gorged on precious natural resources, irreversibly altering the planet's climate and triggering devastating ecological changes that are putting you and future generations at risk. People around the globe are fed up with business as usual. They're clamoring for change. But unfortunately, many of the high-profile efforts that we read about or see in the news to shift the paradigm have proven to be more expressions of frustration than a new, improved way. Look abroad. Flustered Brits have mandated a planless exit from the European Union. Venezuela is a leadership disaster. Ukrainians have just elected a comedian for their leader. On the domestic front, America has devolved into such political tribalism that it's a struggle to sort truth from rhetoric, let alone rally bipartisan agreement behind meaningful policies that take care of us. And who can we trust to be the impartial and principled arbitrator of conflict? The Department of Justice? The Congress? The courts? I don't know. But fortunately, there have been some positive developments as well. Lucky you live Hawaii. Let's be clear. We continue to see our share of disparate and desperate situations. The homeless encampments along this coast offer daily reminders of that. But we've also witnessed unprecedented progress. These triumphs have not been driven by international or national forces. The leadership came instead from social enterprises with high ideals led by people just like you. Nainoa Thompson recently observed, "I've never seen any place in the world where there are more navigators who are driving more changes at a pace and rate which is so critically important than here in Hawaii." Consider Hokulea. When she launched in 1976, we had long forgotten our wayfinding skills and needed Micronesian navigator Maupeailug, along with the reassurance and validation of Western science, to de-risk a sail from Hawaii to Tahiti. Today, our fleet of canoes, including Waianae's own Eala, are captained by a growing talent pool who possess the competence, vision, and courage to circumnavigate the planet. And they don't just sail for the thrill. Their objective is to catalyze global initiatives to better care for island Earth. Consider Paipai'ohe'eia. 20 years ago, the windward community was abuzz in discord, pointing fingers of blame at parties responsible for the degradation and demise of an ingenious and precious wahipana left for our stewardship. Today, a unified community stands shoulder to shoulder as they restore the fish pond's functionality and reinvigorate our traditional knowledge of how to optimize environmental health and food productivity. Consider our very own Ma'o organic farms. 15 years ago, the youth of this community were not looked upon as having leadership potential. Nobody thought much about our dependence on imported food. Today, under the guidance of leaders like Kukui and Gary Mauna Kea IV, Kamuela Enos, Kawisana, Derek Parker, Claire Sullivan, Nanea Keli'i, to name a few, Ma'o has become the largest private landowner on the Waianae coast and one of the top producers of organic food. And that barely begins to tell the story of their impact. They're not just growing food, not just caring for our land, not just educating our youth, not just building community. They're reforming the systems that weaken our society. They have enhanced Hawaii's food sovereignty, and they've emerged as the face of the sustainable community food system movement. Mahalo to Chancellor Benham, Albie Miles, Manu Myers, and others on the UH West Oahu staff who've been the wind under Ma'o's wings. Hawaii's success stories are part of a national phenomenon that author David Brooks has described as localism. It's a response to the failures of top-down solutions. It's about taking responsibility rather than waiting for someone from afar to solve our problems. Writes Brooks, change in a localist world often looks like a renewal of old forms, intimate and personalistic. Success is not measured by how big you can scale, but how deeply you connect. These hotspots I've talked to you about are led by local folks with deep attachment and aloha for community and place. Wayfinders who understand that staying tied to the dock gives us a false sense of security. And they understand that when you do loose the lines, it is necessary to resist the pull of the prevailing current and chart a course to a more desired state. They realize that they are the leaders we are waiting for. Will you be a wayfinder? Are you a leader we're waiting for? I hope so. When I asked Chancellor Benham what motivated you graduates, she said that you see your degree as a ticket to advancement. Here's some advice for your sail plan. Society will put lots of pressure on you to mark your status by the number of rungs you climb on a corporate ladder, by newness, size, or speed of all the stuff you're told you can't live without. And I won't lie to you, material things can improve the quality of your lives, but all too often those quests become ends in themselves, and our relationships and emotional well-being become collateral damage along the way. Brooks sounds this warning. Career success alone does not provide fulfillment. If you build your life around it, your ambitions will race out in front of what you've achieved, leaving you constantly dissatisfied. As you venture forth, I urge you to focus on the depth of your connections to people in place rather than the loftiness of your job titles and bank statements. If you remember nothing else from my speech, it is this. The choice you have is between the top-heavy, shallow-rooted albizia that might look strong with its big body, but sucks life from the land and topples under the slightest stress, and a koa tree, whose deep connections to Aina enable it to uphold an impressive canopy and perform essential ecological services. So what? You got big body or roots? You the albizia or the koa? Finally, if you intend to act, the lesson of my little accident at the beginning of this talk is that the tickets you work so hard to earn have secret expiration dates that known only to our maker. They can expire in the blink of an eye. So better to act sooner than later. With that in mind, I believe there's no time like the present for me to walk my talk. I'm humbled to announce my pledge to work with Chancellor Benham and Ma'o Farms in creating a Wayfinder Award, funds to provide a scholarship or other financial support. For people like you, for Ma'o Farms producer scholars who demonstrate commitment to that mission, attributes of servant leadership, Nura Akamai, engaged scholarship. It's a modest financial contribution on my part for what I hope will be a large impact upon our community. So that's my move. Graduates, time has come for you to make your move. I need to clarify an earlier statement. I said this day is about you, and I certainly want to celebrate your achievements. But in honesty, I believe the last thing we need is for you to go out in the world and act purely on self-interest. What I really want to suggest is this day is about us. Your contributions may be small or large, but I hope they will be deeply rooted in our local values and create wealth and abundance, not just for me, but for we. There's a very familiar Hawaiian word that captures this spirit, kako. It is when you and me become we and our individual interests merge into one. I greet the oneness of us. Aloha mai kako. Wow.
Thank you, Mr. Hannes. Now, Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs, Judy Oliveira, will introduce our student speaker.
It is my honor to introduce our student speaker, Kanana Ikahaku Kuhaulua. Kanana is graduating with a degree in Social Sciences Applied Track. Kanana, who resides on Kauai, is believed to be our first distance education student speaker. So, chicken skin. A mother of three and a student with a heart for community service, deep roots for her community as well. She was an active volunteer and community organizer during the devastating floods on Kauai in 2018 and helped with the birthing of Kauai's first canoe in more than 500 years, the Namahoi. Please welcome Kanana.
Mai ka piina ka la I hae ai ka mole olu o lehua. Aloha mai e nā hua kula, nā ohana, nā kupuna, nā kumu, a me nā 5 hana o nei kula nui o Hawaii ma o ahu komohana. Aloha kākou. O wau iho no kanana I ka haku, he kama nā wahio a makakuhi hewa e noho nei ka mali e o mano kalani po. E ia hoi wau, me kana au haa I mua o ke akua, e ho o mai ka I aku nei ia o kou pākahi me ka lei o ka lanakila. From the rising of the sun in the east at Ha'ehae to its setting at Lehua. Welcome, fellow classmates, families, kupuna, teachers, and staff at the University of Hawaii West Oahu. My name is Kanana Ikahaku Kuhaulua, and I stand proudly before you as one of many in celebration on this momentous day. There is a call that goes out to our Va'akaulua, our double-hulled canoes, and their voyagers when they reach their destination. Auwe wahitie. Alas, we have arrived. This consummating expression proclaims to all that this tremendous feat of traversing open seas has been accomplished through the unique skills, knowledge, disposition, and discipline of each and every crew member. To call out "Auwe wahitie" is to also recognize the sacrifices and the tribulations endured by the voyagers, their families, and their communities in preparation for and throughout their journey. For many of us celebrating the arrival of this day, we can truly call out "Auwe wahitie." For those of us in our cap and gowns, our push to endure, engage, and even entertain ourselves through our classes, work, family, and other responsibilities have enabled us to celebrate this moment of graduation. And though there have been moments where the balancing, the juggling, and at times the doubting of our own abilities have left us questioning whether this day would ever come, alas, we have arrived. For me, today's special moment in time represents more than I would have ever believed possible. 15 years ago, when I graduated from high school, I was blessed with being accepted to 3 very prestigious universities. And as expected, I was to go on to pursue an advanced degree in, at the time, microbiology. What was unexpected was that at the same moment, I was pregnant with my first child. And I had to choose between his life and what society expected of me. I chose my son, and I'm proud to say that he has grown into a fine young man who, along with my energetic, spunky daughter, my little master Jedi, who's sleeping right now, and my husband, have enriched my life's voyage. As I juggled being a wife, mother, daughter, teacher, and community contributor, I began realizing that my future was not handcuffed by these awesome responsibilities. I represent generations of Native Hawaiian, Chinese, Filipino ancestry. I represent 4 generations of working mothers. My great-grandmother is still here with me today, whose sacrifices of personal desires for the well-being of their families were monumental and momentary. They worked hard at improving the lives of generations as well as themselves. And I stand here today with the full realization that I was never meant to have been that traditional student who attended college right after high school and then pursued that platinum lifestyle that Silicon Valley had to offer. I realized that just as my mother, my grandmother, my great-grandmother, and those before me did, I could endure and engage both in my own education and in attending to all of those responsibilities. Many of us probably doubted if graduation would ever come. But here we are today, lifelong learners who are raising and supporting families, working in our communities, and contributing in ways no one ever thought possible. We are the untapped potential of Hawaii's future. And today, we become one of many honored pueo here at the University of Hawaii, West Oahu, who can now say, "Auwe wahitie." Ready? Say it with me. "Auwe wahitie." And for our kupuna, our families, one more time, because we all have arrived. Ready? "Auwe wahitie." E ku'uhoakula to my fellow graduates, those present to honor them, and especially my family. I am humbled to call out to all of you. Awe uahiti. Alas, we have arrived. Mahalo.
Thank you, Kanana, and congratulations. Now, UH West Oahu Faculty Senate Chair Tom Hirschbrunner will give the final salutation to the graduates on behalf of the faculty.
Thank you, Layla. Good morning and aloha. I want to thank whoever scheduled Kanana's speech in front of mine. I'm going to have a word with you later. Kanana, you are definitely a hard act to follow. Congratulations. It is a real honor to stand before this beautiful gathering of our community to wish our graduates congratulations on behalf of the faculty of UH West Oahu. 24 years ago, when I graduated with my bachelor's degree, I could never have imagined that I would be standing here today addressing you all. My goal at that time was to find a law school that would accept me, to get in and get out, and go be an attorney and right all the wrongs in the world. And I did that. Rather, I did a scaled-down version of that. I did right a few wrongs, and those accomplishments were meaningful and transformative for my clients and me. Coming to a UH West Oahu, working with students with disabilities, teaching law, being chair of the Faculty Senate, making commencement speeches, that was never part of my plan. So why am I standing here telling you this when this day is about you, our graduates? It's because I want you to think beyond your initial goals. Be ready to reach higher when your opportunity comes. Do not ever doubt yourself or your ability to achieve something greater than you initially thought possible. As a student of law and government and politics, I've heard many speeches, some inspiring, some not so much. But one has stuck with me because I found part of it so inspiring. And I won't share who gave it or when, because politics is so divisive these days. But from that speech, I want to recall a quote from the book of Isaiah. "And your ancient ruins shall be rebuilt. You shall raise up the foundations of many generations. You shall be called the repairer of the breach, the restorer of streets to dwell in." This is a call to service, to use your talent and knowledge to restore and uplift your community. Service to heal the sick, lift up those in need, to restore that which has been lost. Service to protect those in danger. Our climate is changing. We have people in need of food security, affordable housing. We have victims of natural disasters, discrimination, and people who have been denied self-determination. Our keiki need inspiring teachers, and you are uniquely qualified to meet those challenges. By earning this degree, you have proven that you have what it takes to achieve great things. You have connected the dots, navigated through admissions, advising, registration, financial aid, lau lima, math class, and here we are at your commencement. Recall that the word commencement does not mean ending, it means beginning. And I feel like I can speak on behalf of everyone here today. We cannot wait to see where your journey leads. So today, enjoy your time with your family and friends, celebrate your achievement, and on Monday, back to work. Again, on behalf of the UH West Oahu faculty, the world-class UH West Oahu faculty, aloha and congratulations.
Thank you, Chair Hirschbrunner. We will now proceed with the awarding of academic degrees and certificates. I would like to call Drs. Robin Tasaka and Jan Jabanar from Student Affairs to the podium to present the candidates for degrees and certificates, and will Regent McEnerney, Vice President Straney, Chancellor Benham, and Vice Chancellor Moniz please come to the stage.
Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts in Business Administration and the Bachelor of Applied Sciences degrees please rise and come forward? And will Business Division Chair Dr. Derek Choi please join the reception line? Christy Palakat, Accounting with Distinction. Sila Marika Mangapit, General Business Administration. Jessica Lowe, Concentration in Marketing with Distinction. Diane Dudalao, Concentration in Hospitality and Tourism. Sherry Ann Kayao Kamalie, Concentration in General Business Administration. Aliona Martinez, Concentration in Accounting. Anna Marines Barayuga, Concentration in Accounting. Diana Joy Hofbauer, Concentration in Management. J. Chabel Galano, Concentration in Accounting with Distinction. Cassandra Passmore, Concentration in Accounting with Distinction. No. Hold on. Sorry. No, she's skipping everybody. Okay, make sure you go in front of these guys. Okay. Rashay Cole, Concentration in General Business Administration with Distinction. Ho'onani Ikamakua Mau o Kalani Garcia, Concentration in Marketing. Michelle Isagawa, Concentration in Accounting with Distinction. Kayla Matautia, Concentration in Marketing. Zachary Muranaka, Concentration in Management. Roland Barleen, Concentration in Marketing. Aaron Popa, Concentration in Management with Distinction. Eleanor Smith, Concentration in Accounting. Kalina Lee, Concentration in Accounting with Distinction. Giovanni Ruaburo, Concentrations in Accounting and Finance and a Certificate in Risk Management and Insurance with Distinction. Wesley Schooley, Concentration in Marketing. Jaina Agao, concentration in accounting. Sean Jung, concentration in marketing with distinction. Jason Bell, concentration in management. Kirsten Balasbas, concentrations in general business administration and management. Raquel Lasconia, concentration in management. Joella Fuentes, concentration in accounting with distinction. Mary Sho Hatch, concentrations in accounting and general business administration with distinction. Taiyo Kanemitsu, concentration in hospitality and tourism. Jonathan Newburn, concentrations in general business administration and marketing. Nadine Diniega, concentrations in management and marketing. Dante Bell III, concentration in management. Carl Anthony Cockball, concentration in accounting with distinction. April Lopez, concentration in management with distinction. Chrislyn Cortado, concentration in accounting with distinction. Jonathan Nguyen, concentration in accounting. Andrea Nicole Yanis, concentration in management. Noble Bokan, concentration in management. Charmaine Kahele Madali, concentrations in management and marketing and certificate in healthcare administration. Shannon Firmahin, concentrations in hospitality and tourism and management with distinction. Jamie Alabanza, concentration in marketing with distinction. Cassandra Hedrick, concentration in marketing. Mariah Taylor Gamatero, concentrations in hospitality and tourism and marketing with distinction. Tyler Kila, concentration in management. Jesse Aguinaldo, concentration in general business administration. Joseph Brock, concentrations in accounting and marketing. Lauren Sampson, concentration in finance. Chad Bolosan, concentration in accounting. Naohiro Kiryu, concentration in general business administration. Rinaldi Craig Vidal, concentration in general business administration. Aaron Borromeo, concentration in marketing. Jamie Miyashiro, concentration in management with distinction. Julia Gatoloai Toilolo, concentration in general business administration. Al Brandon Lafuente, concentration in accounting. Tu Lee, concentration in accounting. Sabrina Kuuipo Magdato, concentrations in accounting and finance and a certificate in risk management and insurance. Katia Watson, concentrations in accounting and finance. Justin Lauren, concentration in finance. Juan Sabata Martyr, with distinction, concentration in management. Kiana Like Uehara, concentration in management. Chaz Ebesu, concentration in accounting. Bianca Marshall, concentration in finance with distinction. Kenneth Hirota, concentration in accounting. Brian Akoba, concentration in accounting and a certificate in risk management and insurance with distinction. Todd Takayama, concentration in accounting. Salofi Sotoa, concentrations in accounting and finance and a certificate in risk management and insurance. Roy Cooper, concentration in information security and assurance. Austin Bolosan, concentration in information security and assurance. Rocky Pagirigan, concentration in computing, electronics, and network technology. Mark Dugam, concentration in computing, electronics, and network technology. Laakea Sheldon, concentration in information security and assurance. Rafael Sambahon, concentration in information security and assurance. Alan Liang, concentration in information security and assurance and a certificate in disaster preparedness and emergency management. Ten Yung Wang, concentration in information security and assurance with distinction. Cameron Magpok, concentration in information security and assurance. Christine Angelique Calagan, concentration in information security and assurance with distinction. Kevin J., concentration in information security and assurance with distinction. Robin Rose, concentration in information security and assurance and a certificate in disaster preparedness and emergency management with distinction. Nathaniel Weeks, concentration in information security and assurance with distinction. Justin Komatsu, concentration in information security and assurance with distinction. Christopher Kwan, concentration in information technology. Alexandra Kaohi, concentration in information security and assurance with distinction. Jamie Lau, concentration in information security and assurance. Andrew Abila, concentration in computing, electronics, and network technology. Devin Buseko, concentration in information security and assurance. Ryan Ashley, concentration in information security and assurance. Alfred Vergara, concentration in information security and assurance with distinction. Devin Tamashiro, concentration in information security and assurance. Prescott James Lorenzo, concentration in information security and assurance. Jericho Mark Wan, concentration in creative media. Yuma Kamiyama, concentration in creative media. Gabriel Peters, concentration in creative media with distinction. Zachary Carlos, concentration in creative media. Cassandra Fernandez, concentration in creative media with distinction. Anna Nguyen, concentration in creative media. Jessica May Manapol, concentration in creative media with distinction. Rochelle Midro, concentration in creative media. George Stoll, concentration in creative media. Chelsea Onaga, concentration in sustainable community food systems. Haylin Chok, concentration in sustainable community food systems. Danielle Capellela, concentration in sustainable community food systems. Francesca Diaz, concentration in sustainable community food systems. Cecilia Colesanti, concentration in sustainable community food systems. Sydney Buddy, concentration in sustainable community food systems. Akiko Ingram, concentration in accounting with distinction. Congratulations, business and applied science candidates. You may be seated.
Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Education degree please rise and come forward? And may I ask Education Division Chair Dr. Mary Heller to join the reception line. Griselda Kelly, elementary education with distinction. China Ing, concentration in elementary education. Danielle Montano, concentration in elementary education. Heather Corpuz, concentration in elementary education. Tara Ugaitafa, concentration in elementary education. Diana Watson, concentration in elementary education. Joshua Eldred, concentration in elementary education with distinction. Ellie Lynn Haupu, concentration in elementary education. Leanne Sanarivi, concentration in elementary education. Lyle Horie, concentration in elementary education with distinction. Tia Pereira, concentration in elementary education. Mark Kamuela Kauanui, concentration in English. Sierra Matsubara, concentration in secondary education social studies with distinction. Brooke Lee Kaulula'au, concentration in secondary education English. Briani Ramirez, concentration in secondary education English. Ryan Orphan, concentration in secondary education mathematics. Brian White, concentration in secondary education biology. Robert Magata, concentration in middle level education social studies. Richard Stang, concentration in secondary education English with distinction. Ciara Marielle Batulan, concentration in secondary education social studies SPED with distinction. Congratulations, education candidates. Please be seated. Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts degree in Humanities please rise and come forward? And will Dr. Brenda Matrosky, representing the Humanities Division, please join the reception line? Brooke Lee Kaulula'au, concentration in English. Briani Ramirez, concentration in English. Mark Kamuelo Kauanui, concentration in English. Richard Stang, concentration in English with distinction. Jesse Rowell, concentration in history. Trisha Kaleo, concentration in English. Kau'i Fernandez, concentration in Hawaiian Pacific Studies. Christina Froelich, concentration in English. John Borge, concentration in history. Aaron Donaldson, concentration in philosophy with distinction. Nicholas Mitchell, concentration in history and certificate in Asian studies. Stephen Edwards, concentration in history. Natalie Ortiz, concentration in English with distinction. Dylan Ayo, concentration in creative media. Moanalani Koloma Quintanilla, concentration in creative media with distinction. Kendra Austin, concentration in creative media. Jonalyn Joy Malapit, concentration in creative media with distinction. Rachel Lugo, concentration in creative media with distinction. Taryn Kuroda, concentration in creative media. Kau'i Abe, concentration in English with distinction. Congratulations, humanities candidates.
Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts in Public Administration please rise and come forward? And will the Division Chair for Public Administration, Dr. Christina Liu, please join the reception line? Okay, you ready? Shakina Bowling, concentration in Justice Administration with distinction. Michelle Kristen Nunez, concentration in Healthcare Administration. Kaylin Evans, concentration in Healthcare Administration. Christo Joy Lagan, concentration and certificate in Healthcare Administration. Christina Pagtulingan, concentration in Healthcare Administration. Zaina Maderos, concentration in Healthcare Administration. Jennifer Pedro, concentration in Healthcare Administration. Jenny Rose Pedro, concentration in Healthcare Administration. Caitlin Augustin Mondido, concentration in Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management and Healthcare Administration. DeAndrea Silva, concentrations in Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management and Justice Administration, and a certificate in Applied Forensic Anthropology with distinction. Stacia Cook, concentration in Justice Administration. Jared Justice Tumaneng, Concentration and Certificate in Healthcare Administration. Pohakea Lani Elua Kalua, Concentration in Healthcare Administration. Charlie Lani Kaheaku Malama, Concentration in Healthcare Administration. Rando Jadulang, Concentration in Justice Administration with distinction. Helene Holt Mossman, Concentration in Justice Administration. Anthony Talley, Concentration in Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management. Florinda Aumli, Concentrations in Healthcare Administration and Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management. Mutasem Salame, Concentration in Justice Administration. Dustin Roy Zuniga, Concentration in Justice Administration with distinction. Darren Quevedo, Concentration in Justice Administration. Heather Medicine Bear, Concentration in Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management. Keandra Jones, Concentration in Healthcare Administration. Michelle Andrian, Concentration in Healthcare Administration with distinction. Alyssa England, Concentration in Healthcare Administration. Susanna Oliveros, Concentration in Justice Administration. Mary Rose Takenaka, Concentration in Justice Administration. Nita Jungos, Concentration in General Public Administration with distinction. Lauren Faye Loga, Concentrations in Healthcare Administration and General Public Administration with distinction. Paulo Escaner, Concentration in Healthcare Administration. Ashley Jane Bonilla, Concentration and Certificate in Healthcare Administration. Joshua Kamali, Concentration and Certificate in Healthcare Administration. Lovey Joy Yanwaria, Concentration and Certificate in Healthcare Administration. Chanel Gail Valencia, Concentration in Healthcare Administration with distinction. Chrislyn Pacheco, Concentration in Healthcare Administration. James Featherston, Concentration in Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management. Lainey Azevedo, Concentration in Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management with distinction. Ronald Lopez, Concentration in Justice Administration. John Hansen, Concentration in Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management with distinction. John Little, concentration in healthcare administration with distinction. Christian Honaker, concentration in justice administration. Kayla Malso Britt, concentration in justice administration. Alyssa May Adaza, concentration in healthcare administration. Alexandra Helene, concentration in justice administration. Donna Clinch, concentration in disaster preparedness and emergency management. Monty Keave Costa, concentration in justice administration with distinction. Christian Moratin, concentration in justice administration. Congratulations, public administration candidates. You may be seated.
Will the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts in Social Sciences please rise and come forward? And will the Division Chair for Social Sciences, Dr. Orlando Garcia Santiago, please join the reception line? Jessica Halbom, Certificate in Applied Forensic Anthropology. Kanana Ikahaku Kuhaolua, Concentration in Applied Track. Zara Campbell, Certificate in Applied Forensic Anthropology. Ilalia Seumalo, Concentration in Political Science. Dion Dizan, Concentrations in Anthropology and Political Science and Certificate in Democratic Principles and Social Justice. Ashley Halemano, Concentrations in Anthropology and Political Science. Christina Rayala, Concentration in Psychology. Adriana Jimenez Zazueta, Concentration in Psychology. Jessica Bilaski, Concentration in Psychology. Christy Lynn Gasman Costello, Concentration in Early Childhood Education. Carmina Austria, Concentration in Early Childhood Education. Jessanelle Daggio, Concentration in Psychology with Distinction. Ravelyn Orodio, Concentration in Psychology. Desiree Verdadero, Concentration in Psychology. Clarissa Rowland, concentration in psychology. Lauren Sandoval, concentration in psychology. Ian Anderson, concentration in economics. Michael Mancha, concentration in psychology. Jasmine Saribai, concentration in psychology and certificate in healthcare administration. Danny DiRego, concentration in psychology. Sheila Estanique, concentration in psychology. Danielle Sturbinski, concentrations in psychology and sociology with distinction. Zachary Kaohu, concentration in sociology. Whitney Sapla, concentration in psychology. Erica Lynn Lopez, concentrations in psychology and sociology. Keala Kekua Makekau, concentration in sociology with distinction. Brittany Blanco, concentration in psychology with distinction. Richard Hatta, concentration in psychology. Glennie Cassandra Kiowit, concentration in psychology. Keahi Kahui, concentration in psychology with distinction. Chriselle Mina, concentration in psychology. Chad Gomes, concentration in psychology. Joseph Vince De La Gente, concentration in psychology. Patricia Du, concentration in psychology. Dustin Silva, concentration in sociology. Sonia Donahue, concentration in anthropology and certificate in applied forensic anthropology. Nicholas Mitchell, concentration in economics. Congratulations, Bachelor of Arts in Social Sciences candidates. May I ask Chancellor Benham and Vice Chancellor Moniz back to the podium. Will our faculty marshals, Drs. Jennifer Burns and Kamuela Young, please take your position at front center stage. Okay, please be seated.
The Faculty Commencement Marshal is a duty of honor and distinction. Our faculty marshals were selected because of their significant achievements. Dr. Burns was the recipient of the 2019 Regent's Medal for Excellence in Teaching, and Dr. Yang received the 2019 Francis Davis Award for Excellence in Undergraduate Teaching. Congratulations to both our faculty marshals, and thank you for your contributions.
Will all the candidates for the Bachelor of Arts in Business Administration, Bachelor of Applied Science, Bachelor of Education, Bachelor of Arts in Humanities, Bachelor of Arts in Public Administration, the Bachelor of Arts in Social Sciences, as well as the students who are candidates for certificates, please rise. Chancellor Benham, it gives me great pleasure to present to you these candidates. They have completed their prescribed courses of study and are recommended by the faculty for the award of the appropriate degrees and certificates.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents and the State of Hawaii, I hereby confer upon you the degrees and certificates to which you are entitled. Graduates, this is a very important symbolic rite of passage from student to graduate. Keep your eyes on the faculty marshals who will guide you through the symbolic transition from candidates for a degree or certificate to holder of a degree or certificate. With your marshals as your guide, you will now move the tassel on your motorboards from right to left. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you UH West Oahu's Spring 2019 class. Congratulations, UH West Oahu graduates.
Thank you, Chancellor Benham. Ladies and gentlemen, this brings our commencement to a close. I would like to give special recognition to my co-MC, Lisha Ugalde. Will the audience please remain at your seats until the platform party, faculty, and students have exited. You may greet your graduates in the plaza and grass field to my right after they exit. To view today's commencement ceremony online, please visit our website at westoahu.hawaii.edu. Thank you again for coming, and for all Star Wars fans, may the 4th be with you.
you.